Also in local news, 4 wild elephants and a calf were electrocuted in Hambantota this morning.
The wild elephants and the calf were killed when they came into contact with an unauthorized electric fence set up to protect farmlands.
These 4 wild elephants were killed when they arrived in the Hadil area in Ganarua, Hambantota, in search of food last night. The herd of wild elephants were killed when they came into contact with this electric fence. Though this land is solely owned by the Department of Wildlife Conservation, the locals said that the land has been made use of a different individual for some time. The elephant pass used by pachyderms to reach the Hadil reservoir from the forest reserve falls right across the area where this electric fence had been set up. Wildlife officials said that the age of the 3 adult elephants killed were between 20 and 25 years, while the elephant calf was only 7 years old. Acting Magistrate of Hambantota, Iqbal Wasim, conducted the magisterial inquiry into the death this afternoon at the location. Wild elephants are an important resource. We are engaged in farming in a manner that protects the wild elephants. There is no point in engaging in farming, having putting them in harm's way. The police said that an individual said to be the caretaker of the land has been arrested, and investigations are underway to locate the individual alleged to have claimed this land. These are the results of development. At the meetings that took place at the Divisional Secretariat, we pleaded them not to obstruct the elephants' way of life. We asked them to let the animals be at peace. We asked them not to invade their lands. Today, there are difficulties faced by the farmers. People are restricted to their own gardens. We have to set up fences to protect our lives and houses. The locals add that the wild elephants are not the only ones who are unsafe due to a solution not being provided.
We value our life as do the elephants. We were awake the entire night yesterday. We live in a small house with children. When we ask for a rifle shot, the officers tell us to come to their office with the identity card. We have to visit these officers to obtain a shot or 2. After their use, what are we to do for the remaining days?
Another wild elephant also paid the price last morning when it came into contact with an electric fence in the lower Mattala area in Hambantota. The wild elephant was electrocuted on Thursday night. All efforts made by the wildlife officials to save the pachyderm's life proved futile as it succumbed to its injuries. Environmentalists are of the view that the authorities should be held accountable for the decreasing number of elephants in the wild. This is a very unfortunate situation. A large number of elephants in Sri Lanka are at risk due to this situation. Attention must be focused on the forest destruction and the lands being granted under the guise of development and wild animals losing their natural habitats. The law needs to be enforced on these matters and illegal settlers need to be evicted. If not, because of deforestation taking place in Sri Lanka and the killings of wild elephants that is taking place, there is no doubt that the biodiversity in Sri Lanka will face an unfortunate end. Wild elephants killed due to unauthorized electric fences. Apanonneri Galgamua, male and female adult wild elephants killed. Cause of death, electrocution. Beligalla Mahiyanganaya, wild elephant killed. Cause of death, electrocution. Sumedankapura Seruvila, wild elephant killed. Cause of death, electrocution. Today, Hadilla Hambantota, 4 wild elephants killed after coming into contact with an electric fence set up to protect farmland. Shouldn't measures be taken into the deaths of wild elephants before wild elephants in Sri Lanka are extinct?
A police sergeant on duty was killed yesterday when he met with an accident with a lorry transporting sand from Vilgamua to Colombo.
The accident took place in the Bumbala area on the A9 highway.
According to the police media unit, the accident took place at around 11:50 p.m. when a lorry ran over the police sergeant who was inspecting another vehicle. The sergeant was rushed to the Dambulla base hospital. However, he succumbed to his injuries. The deceased has been identified as Police Sergeant W.M.A. Vanigasekara, who was attached to the Motor Traffic Division of the Mathale Police. The victim was a 52-year-old father of 3 and a resident of the Palapatwala area in Allapola. He came and spoke to me. He speaks to me every day. After speaking to me, he headed uphill. About 2 minutes later, I heard the sound of a vehicle. When I went out to look, I saw that a bicycle was on the ground. When I got close, I saw that he had been run over. Area residents know that deadly motor accidents are common in this area. This area has become very dangerous because of the sand lorries and other vehicles. Since this area has steep slopes, many drivers drive on a neutral gear. Around 10 area residents have been killed in close proximity. The driver of the lorry has been taken into custody in connection to the incident. On the 26th of July, a tipper carrying sand collided with a motorbike in close proximity to the clock tower located at the Goma Junction. The accident claimed the lives of a mother and her son. Protests were held against the incident. Following the accident, a decision was reached at the Mathale District Development Committee meeting to restrict the transportation of sand at night time. Mathale District Secretary Helen Migasmulla states that the decision was taken to reduce the number of fatal motor accidents taking place. Nearly 32,000 motor accidents have taken place during 2013, and according to police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rona, these accidents have claimed the lives of over 3,000 individuals.
The 58th Annual International Photographic Competition and Exhibition organized by the Photographic Society of Sri Lanka commenced yesterday.
The competition is recognized by the International Federation of Photographers, Photographic Society of America, and has also seen active participation from foreign nationals as well. The event will be held at the Lionel Wendt Art Gallery until the 24th of this month.
All of the great images that will be on display here at the Lionel Wendt Memorial Art Center will, I'm sure, capture all the elements and the tradition of photography as both art and storyteller. And they touch our hearts. So I really think that you've done a wonderful service not only to Sri Lanka but to the world by really going out into the internet and bringing all of these photographers and all these points of view together. It's really a wonderful and special thing.
Police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana said that Norwegian national V.I.S. Jebalan, who was arrested in Mankulam, Vaunia, on violation of immigration and immigration laws, will be brought to Colombo for further investigations.
The BBC Tamil service reported that V.I.S. Jebalan, under custody, is a South Indian film actor and poet. Sri Lanka-born V.I.S. Jebalan is a holder of Norwegian citizenship. He was arrested last evening by officers from the Terrorism Prevention Unit.
He had arrived in the country on tourist visa. However, he had attended meetings and conducted press conferences in Jaffna and had made statements that create unrest amongst communities. Therefore, he was taken into custody. He will be brought to Colombo and will be later handed over to the immigration and immigration officials. They will take the necessary steps over the violation of visa laws.
Moving on to sports news now. The F2 Powerboat Challenge 2013 will cause ripples and waves on the Bere Lake tomorrow.
The F2 Powerboat Challenge is taking place for the very first time in Sri Lanka. The training session began with many international pilots taking part. A number of events including jet ski is due to take place tomorrow. The event will kick off at 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Bere Lake and will be telecast live on MTV Sports.
Well, that's a look at primetime news for this Saturday evening. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka.
And I'm Shed Silva. Take care and good night.
First at 9.
Hotline 0114